Hello, I'm going to go over the written assignment for this week. So it is in your week 2 folder. You should have already done most of this stuff first. Schedule a virtual meeting by Friday. There's an extra credit quiz, APA formatting assignment, which I see most of you have done. And then let's get down to the innovation assignment. So you will see brief instructions. Basically, no matter where you are in your placement, whether it's physical therapy or athletic training, there are ways to better provide a service. So no placement is perfect. There must be a problem that you can identify either at your current internship assignment or something that you saw in kinesiology observation. Now, we aren't going to fall in love with the problem. What's going to set you apart from other students in other programs is you're going to have solutions, and you're going to talk about the impact these solutions can have on your intended population. And you're going to just give an introduction, a couple of sentences, one about the problem, one about the solution, one about the impact, and then you're going to go into deeper detail in the second paragraph where you're going to specifically talk about the barrier to providing care. Some students get tripped up because they are like at a physical therapy clinic and they're like, we have a lot of knee injuries. Well, that's why they're there. But I want to hear more about what is a problem while you're providing the treatment. I want to hear who's at risk. And then I want you to find a solution in the literature. Okay, so this is going to take your experience, compare it to some of the literature that's out there, and then succinctly describe the solution. And then explain the impact. So you're going to tell your placement supervisor that they could be doing something better. And then in this impact section, you're going to talk about what would happen. So there's kind of like a fear factor. What will happen if you don't address this issue? And then on the other hand, what positive things will come out of this? And then how does this relate to your mission or statement at your agency? And at the end, you kind of just summarize your problem, solution, impact. Okay, so that's easy until you actually start to do it. So let's take an example from a student from a while ago. This was a very interesting thing that I was unaware of. I was unaware that some volleyball players feel forced to wear clothing that they are uncomfortable wearing. So this student was working with the volleyball team. She had a scholarship here. She was very successful, but she thought it was a problem that the university was making the girls wear really short shorts, and some girls were uncomfortable wearing those. So let's compare this to the rubric. What I literally do is copy and paste. So she says things like in this paper, you don't need to say that. You could just say a problem in women's volleyball in the NC2A level is decreased body esteem due to revealing uniforms. Okay, that's a problem. And then the solution is promoting leggings and shorts, which would be giving some agency. Agency is another word of saying empowering the athletes to wear what they're comfortable with. And then finally, we're going to talk about the impact, which is an increase of comfort and confidence, and maybe performance even. So this was and you see I have comments in here, but I'm just going to hit on the things that this student did really well. She had really interesting literature that identified revealing uniforms to decrease body confidence. So very, very well done here with finding literature, and fairly recent, within the last 12 years, saying that revealing uniforms is a problem. Who is it a problem for? It was for female volleyball players. And then I wanted her to soften this language to talk about regular females. I wanted them to talk about more of the psychological than the physical. Regular is kind of a term that makes me cringe a little bit. I was really interesting some of these points they made. All right, so you see there, again, 9 out of 9 points for the introduction, 6 out of 9 here for the problem, and then solution. This was her first go, so she had some work to do. Right here, I didn't really understand, and this is where students get stuck. So there are rules in NC2A that give athletes kind of some leeway into what they can wear. I was really interested in finding that, and that was supported in this literature from Johnson in 2020. What they didn't identify is what do they actually need to make this happen. And later in subsequent drafts, the student was able to explain to me that they wanted to hire somebody. So that was pretty interesting. And I was also interested to know that the volleyball team does already provide alternative clothing. So that was pretty interesting. Okay, then impact. This was really, really well done. Went back to body self-esteem, and it could be negative if they are uncomfortable in the clothing they have to wear. And then the positive was an increased confidence, satisfaction, and indirectly, there is evidence to suggest that performance would increase. So this was very well done. And then they talked about relevant to Delaware State women's volleyball team and how this directly impacted their mission, which is to promote athletic success. And then a closing paragraph. I understand this may seem redundant, but this is what I want, and this is what you'll get credits for. She went back and talked about the revealing clothing being a problem. They talked about the solution is to hire additional coaching staff that can enforce the rules. And then they said an impact would be, eliminating some of these body issues. They did have phenomenal resources, and they did a great job putting it together. There was a couple of formatting things, but overall, it's really, really good. And then later, she did a better job of even putting in journals. So she missed the name of her journals. Those are minor. Here she had Springer, who is actually the publisher, not the journal. So there's the good, the bad. But I really love the concept. It was really unique. It was something that I was unaware of. The impact of clothing on female volleyball players. So this was an example of a problem in an industry and how a student would solve it. I hope this helps you approach your own concerns and your placement. Thank you.